What's going on, everyone? It's time to talk about a drama film from the early 2000s that's been a little bit underrated, I thought. So today we're going to talk about The Guardian. It was released by Touchstone Pictures September 26, 2006. Stars Kevin Costner and Ashton Kutcher, like you see right there on the cover. Um, yeah, it's produced by Bo Flynn and Trip Winson, written by R.L. Bancroft and directed by Andrew Davis, who's actually done films like A Perfect Murder, Above the Law, The Fugitive, and Under Siege, to name a few. It's like an action drama type director. And this had a box office earnings of $95 million, but it was like a tiny bit successful because the budget was around 80 apparently. Um, yeah, so The Guardian. This is actually um, quite a unique drama film. It's about the U.S. Coast Guard, and Ashton Kutcher plays a like a college student who's a very well adapted swimmer, and he's won tons of scholarships and stuff, and he wanted to join, but he comes in with that cocky attitude that every young kid has, and yeah, says he's going to beat every record and stuff like that. And Kevin Costner plays the teacher who pushes him through the ringer as tough as possible, and they slowly have, like, you can see this bond happening with them, and these are really well crafted characters. They definitely have a good hot and cold relationship dynamic, and yeah, they help each other through things even when they don't realize it throughout the story. Because, like, for most part of the movie, it's like a U.S. Coast Guard boot camp, and yeah, so it's in the sort of same vein as G.I. Jane or Top Gun, where most of the movie is during the training session, and then there's some big conflict near the end that kind of ties it all up. And this one's no exception to that. This one is a really good depiction of boot camp. I can't tell you if it's like U.S. Coast Guard or not. I live in Canada, so I can't tell you that. But it was very entertaining, and they do keep you drawn in and have some good tension moments. There is a love interest that you meet, that Ashton Kutcher meets out Stone in there, but that's like every story. Um, but they have your typical love triangle problems and stuff, and yeah, it's a little bit standard. Um, but as the story progresses, once it comes to the main conflict, it was really well done. Definitely one of the better films I've seen Ashton Kutcher play, like, act in. I thought this one showed off his acting skills a little bit better than just being like the dude, where's my car guy, comedy style. This was definitely one of his better serious movies, and I think they did a good job at doing a realistic portrayal of these characters. And now Kevin Costner does a good job, like always. Even some of the supporting cast and everything all seem to work real well. I did find the story, though, and like the whole film, just to be your general typical story. It's predictable. There's not much new coming in. It's more just your standard affair. And yeah, with some of the big scenes, like at the end, where he has to go and help a fishing trawler that's about to sink and stuff. With all the money they spent on the practical style effects instead of going to the CG, because this was early 2000s, so CG was still in its infancy. Yeah, they spent like a good like couple $1 million building a tank just to film like a sinking ship and stuff, just for this production apparently. And yeah, it's cool to see how they actually utilized that and made it look. It was actually pretty impressive to see how well that turned out, and it was pretty realistic. And there is some good heart wrenching moments near the end, even though you can see it coming, and it's pretty standard of films these days to do that. But it was still a good, enjoyable popcorn flick. It's definitely a little slower than what some people might like, but I think it's a good little drama film to check out if you haven't seen it. Yeah, The Guardian is pretty good, with some good characters and some good old banter and stuff. It's just don't go in thinking it's gonna be filled with like lifeguard saving stuff. That's only like bookended at the beginning at the and at the end. But for the most part, it's still a good watch. So it's definitely good at least once. I don't know if I'll go out of my way to go see it over and over again, but it was good to refresh it because I haven't seen this since it came to theaters. So that was a long time ago. So it was a good refresher. I actually really enjoyed it going a second time around. So check it out. I'm gonna give The Guardian a 3.5 out of 5, only because it's standard and they didn't really change things or do anything different. It kind of went beat for beat with like G.I. Jane and Top Gun. They're kind of like in the same bubble. So yeah, definitely. You should definitely check it out though. It's pretty well. The cinematography is pretty good too, and overall, it's just a fun little popcorn flick. So yeah, there's a channel link down below, like always, if you're interested. Also, make sure you check out my Instagram link down below, where I post clips of films I'm going to review in the future. All my story, I usually have the film title and hashtag, and the subgenre film and the hashtag, so you're aware of it. Or you can also follow me at Letterbox at Derek P Reviews. That's where I post my first star rating right after watching the film. So follow me on one of those two platforms to stay in the loop for the channel. Like this video, share it somewhere people are aware of it. Comment your opinions of the film down below. Let me know your thoughts. If you loved or hate it, I'd love to hear what you thought of it. If you have any films at all, any genre that you want to hear my opinions on, comment those down below. I'll try to get to them as soon as I can, and if I can find it. And yeah, make sure you subscribe, because hopefully we want something cool, unique, or forgotten like this together. So yeah, well, that's it for this one. Good old drama film to change it up a bit, but I don't really know what I'm going to talk about next, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, just be mindful of all the Coast Guards and everyone protecting us out there, even in these times. And I guess I'll see you all in the next review. So till then, cheers.